So.
Yeah, it's weird, and because you know I tell people the same thing, and I still do it myself. Is practice with a metronome.
Yeah.
So everything is coordinated.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, today I was at 100 beats per minute. Okay, tomorrow I was at 100. Next day I was at 102. Now I'm at 103. And so you can kind of judge, you know, as long as you're hearing what you're supposed to be hearing, how fast you're actually doing it.
Well, see, that's a great point, because a lot of people go 100 and then 2 minutes later 102, and then
Right.
2 minutes later 100. It's good to spend a day.
Yeah.
Or a couple of hours in one tempo playing everything. So
Right.
your hand, and then the next day you got muscle memory.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and make sure it's sounding. Don't worry about how fast it is. Make sure it's sounding the way you want it to sound.
Right.
And then you can get it faster.
Of course.
You know, and that's like you said. You know, it's like you know what'll make the stuff sound smoother. Practice.
Yeah.
You know, and there's really no getting around it.
Okay, well, here's a question.
Sir.
How many people came up to you last year and said, you were awesome in Die Hard? The cop.
Right. Oh gosh. Right.
You were awesome.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I did this.
You're better looking though.
It's funny because I was heavier, and I did this thing for John Cash. It was like with he's got a rock mod that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's another
right.
music thing.
And they said, man, he looks like the guy in Family Matters. Wasn't he the cop in Die Hard? You know, it's like, yeah, it was hilarious, and so yeah. So
it was more with the facial hair. Though.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
He's a good actor, very good guy. Sorry.
So, you're plugged into the evil robot.
Right.
And they call out a song, and you start playing.
Right.
Anything like, you turn around and go, oh my God, this sounds exact.
That happened a couple of nights ago.
Did it?
We were doing, on the show, we were playing Demolition Man.
Okay.
So I dial in like a sound, you know, for the so it comes to the solo, and I hit the wrong button. And the button I was supposed to hit was supposed to go to like another amp with this, you know, really high gain thing, but I didn't hit that. I had hit another sound that I had programmed on the evil robot with a little more gain and a lot more compression and louder. And man, I hit a note and I was like, man, this is amazing.
Yeah, I love when that happens.
It was just amazing, and I started playing like differently, and you know, like I slowed the solo down and just played some like longer notes and bent stuff and fooled with the whammy bar, and I said, man, this is amazing. So you know, so that, you know, those things happen, you know, and it was by accident because I'm like down here like trying to hit a preset and I hit the wrong button. And it's like, oh, I hit the wrong.
Hey, no surprise.
This is okay.
Well, that happens to me at Fred Americana all the time. I'll be playing a guitar, I'm in the evil robot. It could be a Gretsch, and I'll start playing an AC/DC song, and it's like, oh my God. Like, it's not
right.
a JTM45
right.
or an old Plexi.
Right.
But standing in front of it, I'm just going, it's just inspiring.
Right.
You know? Or I could be playing a Strat, and it could be, wow, okay, I got to play Little Wing right now, because this is it.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, you know, people are like, hey, you played an SG and you didn't play any...
AC/DC.
Oh, yeah. Well, I always play AC/DC.
Okay, sorry.
But say I'm playing a Telly or anything, you know, 335, and I didn't play any of this guy or that guy, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna play what the sound is telling me to play.
Right.
I'm not gonna pick a guitar player out of the list and oh, he played it and he played it. It's just sound is supposed to inspire you.
Right.
Right. It's not. You're not supposed to dictate what it's supposed to sound like.
Right.
It's just okay. Well, I got to do this. You know.
Yeah.
It's just. I mean, that's the amazing thing about tone. That's the amazing thing about sounds, different guitars, different amps, you know, being inspired. That's why we make music, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Can I do a shameless plug?
Do it.
Okay. Phil, I brought you a little present.
Get out.
Yes, shameless plug. This is my current CD, Lay It Back. Available now on CD Baby and iTunes. And this is just for you. For you, my new CD, Lay It Back. Now available on cdbaby.com and iTunes, and Amazon for that matter. I brought it just for you.
Thanks, buddy. Let's look again. Okay, is this on a beach?
That's on the beach. Actually, the couch is in the water, yes.
They put a couch on the beach in the water, and his feet are soaking in it. I mean, the ocean.
The ocean.
And
yeah, Malibu, actually. Yeah.
That looks like a nice Paul Reed Smith that you're playing there.
Yeah.
Hollow body. Is it full hollow?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Killer, man, I can't wait to listen to this. I really can't.
Cool.
Thank you for this. I'm just going to sit like this for the rest of the time. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Let's talk about me.
Yes.
You were talking earlier.
Right, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me?
Awesome.
Yeah.
My drummer says that all the time. I wish that it was the first time I heard it. Is it hot in here or is it my career?
Right.
There's another one. Okay, so we were talking about it earlier. You've seen a bunch of videos and stuff like that. There's been a couple of videos that I've, like, I don't even know what I'm doing that day because we knock out 10 guitars and I'm driving going home going, wow, that went by so fast.
Right.
But then I'll see like an ES330 with no F holes and P90s, and just when I get home, Dustin will send me the first edit, and I'll go, that guitar sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you can recall where there was a guitar that just stood out for you?
The funny thing is, I really pay attention more to your playing, and I know that sounds like, you know, like I'm like the perennial student, you know. And
that's awesome.
You know,
because all be perennial.
Yeah, because I mean, like, or the, you know, because you, like I was saying earlier, you'll never learn it all. And I tell people all the time, when you get to the point where you think you've arrived, you should quit. That's the time to like just stop playing. Right. When you think you've arrived. I just, man, like, you know, your sound is incredible, your technique is incredible, and just your approach is, you know, and you've got like soul, and that's really what speaks to me. You know, like the other day I was watching, you did the thing. You had a '69 Strat. And I don't even know what amp you were using, but you know, you started playing Hey Joe, and it's like, man, this guy can play. You know, it's just, I mean, that's all I was thinking. It's like, you know, it sounded good. It's like, this guy can really play. I just, you know, so you sit and watch videos, and then you know, Fly the Bumblebee or whatever, you know, whatever you're doing, it's like, this guy can just play. You know, I mean, that's really what hits me. I mean, you know, the sound is always great, but just the fact that, you know, and you were talking earlier about sloppy technique. It's not sloppy. It's accurate. You know, regardless of what you're doing, but you got soul. You know, a lot of guys, you know, they, you know, and this is not to put down anybody that shreds. I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think learning, you know, being able to do that is a fantastic thing. But you don't you can't sacrifice musicality for speed, right? Or
I think that's the problem.
or anything. There's always got to be musical, man, and you're like, you know, a real musical dude. So it's like, that's really what speaks to me, you know, more than anything else.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, it's. I think we're, you know, cut from the same cloth, where there's the musicality is more important than everything else, because it speaks louder. It reaches more people. Yeah. Right. Like, you know, you could play AC/DC, and you know, it's one of those things. I play Back in Black. That's the. If you're playing a room with the band, and you're losing the crowd, right? You go into Back in Black, you always get them back.
Exactly.
Right. Right. There's songs, there's pinnacles.
Yeah, you know, it's like
everybody loves it, right? So, and there's pinnacle songs that do that, but it's also like if you're gonna take a solo, and the thing with me is like if I'm taking a solo and playing over changes that I played over 1 million times, right? I'll try to remember something that was cool last time, right? But then I'm thinking. And if you're thinking, you're not really expressing yourself. Yeah. I try to make it new and fresh every time, right? And the thing with that is that I'll watch a video from that show, and I'll have done something that I can't even, what is that? And I can't even learn it. It's like, it was so bizarre that it just came from here. Right. And it's just, I can't even recreate it. Yeah. But that's, again, the beauty of the whole thing.
And you brought up another valid point in that, is that, you know, like, I practice licks and practice scales and things like that, and I tell people, you practice licks and you practice scales and you transcribe solos so that they get in here, so that when you're playing live, you don't think about them. Right. But the more you practice and the more you practice, the more you come up with stuff, the more it starts to come out in your playing. Yes. And you're not thinking about it, you're improvising, you're in the moment, and you're, you know, but it's like, oh yeah, this is a, you know, whatever, but by the time you think of what it was, you're somewhere else in the song. Exactly. You know, and so yeah, so that's a very valid point you brought.
Yeah, it's just letting it flow, you know, kids, let it flow. Dude, I want to thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so hey, I want to thank Paul for joining us today. Actually, us is me, and we're at Echo Bar Studios in North Hollywood. So check that out, and we're gonna do some playing. We'll be right back.
Cool.
I can't wait.